it's been a few. You guys have managed to snag a few days of break while... Yeah, God, I need names again. Well, Alicia. Yes, Alicia, your employer at the moment.
I haven't
sorts out a few things
yet.
Yeah, no, you haven't joined, but
officially, anyways,
sort of stuck with the group. Apparently, you get the feeling you're probably not going to be able to get away from this group. No, wait, Alicia did hire. I think Alicia did extend an offer of employment.
Technically, I think he still owes me a favor.
I owe you no good thing.
No, the bartender owes you a favor.
Ah, okay.
You're the innkeep, but he's effectively a bartender. Point being,
pay that favor.
Well, Alicia had to handle some of her own business, possibly personal, mostly entirely possible that it's just business. Who knows? Point being, Alicia had to handle some business. And for the most part, the four of you were able to catch a break. A few of you met Madame Duvon, the proprietor of a house of ill repute. Some of you are employed by her now. Oh, God, all of a sudden names are blinking. Even Christopher, you actually got a contract to find somebody that apparently Miss Duvon requires you to find.
Alive.
Alive, or if she's died, at least bring the body.
Yay.
Or in Eric's specific case, alive or killed by barf.
No, alive, but preferably, but if dead, still bring the body, was the essential gist. Essentially saying she doesn't have high hopes that this woman will be alive, but she needs to show that she at least tried. For Octavius, you reconnected with a few friends.
Sorry about that. Testing something out.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I did.
Nope.
Yeah, and Anthony, you DC'd, but no, you're back online. Regardless, so Octavius, you
also found a tattoo. Found out what it meant to have that tattoo without permission, and got it cut off.
Yeah, no, you got some info. You learned a few leads about your mystery lady. Also, you learned that the group you traveled with recently passed through. Keep in mind, this is the old group of traveling minstrels and bards that you essentially grew up with. Not this group, but supposedly they had some business with somebody big. That or they were going to rob them blind, you don't know.
Oh, my.
Beyond that, not much happened. It was relatively peaceful. The armor finally got cleaned, so there's that.
Did I ever actually find the guy I was hunting in the first place? It's loud.
I did send you the stuff on the person.
No, not that. The guy I was hunting in the first place. The whole reason I started the bar fight.
Oh yeah, so funny thing, you eventually managed to get it finished. Granted, the guy who was hunting him wanted him, just killed him off the moment you got his hands on him, but that wasn't your problem. You got paid, everything worked out.
He did something worth it. It was worth it.
And you got paid. You got a good 20 gold for it. Wasn't that big of a contract.
And I got to split half of that with bartender.
Yep. So you only got a profit of 10 gold out of it, but hey, it's a profit.
I can live with that.
Regardless, it's a nice, chilled morning as each of you wake up in turn. Who would go downstairs first?
I am going to stick around in my room, actually cleaning, maintaining my gun.
So you're effectively just sitting in your room performing maintenance on your equipment.
Yep.
All right.
I guess I go down first.
All right. Azrael, you're down. Why do you roll a perception check?
Yep, the rolls are back.
I can't see that. There it goes.
As you walk downstairs, you see a few figures milling about. None stick out to you immediately. Honestly, you're probably just a bit groggy. You go. Do you sit down at a table? Do you order some food? Do you head out?
I'll order some tea.
It's a small cup. It's not that large. It's nice and hot, though. It's nice and warm.
And I start like sketching in my notebook.
All right. Where do you start sketching? Is it just random scribbles, or is it something you have your mind on?
I guess new designs.
All right. Roll a just baseline intelligence check to see how far you get with these. It's more just how...
All right. Did something happen I'm missing, or
Necro rolled a 6 for intelligence.
A failure.
Oh my god.
have I tampered? Brian walked away. So, how's everyone's Christmas been?
It was alright.
All right. Pop up. All right. Oh, that's Necro.
That's good.
So, did Brian have to walk away or something, or
His
what
internet
happened?
crashed. He's talking in Discord chat.
Oh, okay. Took me a second to catch that.
I will go downstairs next. And I will sit down to Noctis and order some food, because apparently we became buds during that break.
Up already.
Hey, you know me. I like to get a nice early start on the day, if I'm not passed out.
And he can still hear us, I think, Anthony.
Yeah, he can hear us, he just can't talk.
You know if your child's being loud. Okay, yeah. Called it.
Okay, and I'm back.
Yay!
Yay!
When you need it.
So, I'm actually not going to go downstairs. I'm going to explore the
But
open
yeah,
rooms
no.
a little bit.
Oh, with Ross, sorry, I'm getting characters mixed up. Ross, for the most part, laid low. He knows better than to pull anything in the major cities. At least I'd assume that's what you do. Point being, you haven't heard much from any major criminal elements, but given your line of work, silence tends not to be a good thing. So, Ross. What do you do? Regardless, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we
Yep.
can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Anthony just isn't responding. I'm going to assume his kids are being loud.
That is the case.
Anyways, yeah, for the most part, things are kind of quiet for all of you, actually. And in all honesty, yeah, things are pretty quiet, pretty nice. For the most part, things are kind of nice, actually. Octavius, you're reminded of the mornings after a good performance. Most everybody happy, content. Nobody actually very mad at you. It's a unique feeling that you haven't experienced much.
Oh, do I have to roll perception as well?
Yeah, roll perception. Well, would you be the kind of person to instinctively try and look for threats in the area? Because
considering how many
Ezreal's
times
more
I've
just the
woken up having
paranoid.
to get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
but with you, the difference between you and Ezreal is Ezreal's had to deal with threats that are more subtle. With you, it's a guy waving a knife in your face is typically how it works. You're good at hiding from them. You're just not good at detecting them unless they're right in your face. So if you want to make an evident effort, it's not going to be like a subtle glance. Unless you roll really high, it's going to be very obvious you're looking for something that might be a threat. But you can go ahead and do it.
Natural 20. This is going to be a good night.
Unfortunately, any person hiding it also rolled a natural 20 as well.
It's a 21. Did he be higher to a 21?
They have a +4 to stealth.
Fuck!
Again.
What a waste
Sneaky.
of a nat 20.
Well, no. You do notice that there are quite a few people that look fairly ragged at the bar. this isn't something Azrael noticed because he really wasn't paying attention. But point being, these people look bloodied. Oh, hey, Toki.
Toki?
Yeah,
He
he's in
logged
game.
in.
Yay! Toki!
Point being, for the most part, things are. There seems to be a general mixing. You know from the clothing that none of them are from the city. None of them are from this city in particular. Most of them look like they're wearing very rough clothing, the sort that you kind of find in smaller towns, farming villages, places like where you grew up. There's also a few people wearing more ragtag clothing, bits and pieces of armor, what look to be animal pelts even. You recognize wildlings when you see them. There's a few among them.
Hold on. What the fuck did you just call them?
Wildlings, natives, members of the Frostblood Pact. Names can vary anywhere from the rightful owners of the land to rather derogatory terms that I'm not going to repeat. One of the terms happens to be wildlings. Specifically, that's one of the more derogatory terms, and one you unconsciously picked up a few years back, due to the fact that some of them have been known to act a tad animalistic.
So we just walked into Game of Thrones, is what you're telling me.
Not exactly that. There's not going to be as much death, but on occasion, a few have been known to maul people for no real reason, other than they just felt like it. Though, thankfully, these ones seem a bit more collected. Point being, a few of them, they all look like they've gone through hell. Most of them are stone-faced, kind of. They're more here because they really don't have anywhere else to go, is the general sense you get. And since you've played for a lot of bars and inns, you've known how to pick out people like that.
Would you say they're in desperate need of a good performance?
Roll an insight check, because this is trying to more ascertain their mood and the general feel of the room.
That's 5.
Good, because I rolled a 2. Point being, it seems this time in the morning, none of them would really be in the mood for this kind of distraction. None of them would appreciate music. You also know for a fact that that people who live in a tribal lifestyle, while they do have a certain appreciation for music, it's not one that's readily shared with everybody. So you get the sense that if you started a performance, you might get a few people on looking, but you might also get a few axes thrown at you just to shut the hell up. So, in the long and short of it, not likely. They might appreciate a few drinks, but then again, you also know the temperament of the room could sour quickly if drinks are involved. Point being, yeah, no. Like I said, you get from the entirety of the room a very good sense that this room is riding a somewhat fine line between a uniform sense of apathy in that I don't know these people, I don't care about these people, I just want to have a drink and enjoy the few moments of respite I have now, and I blame everybody in the room for my troubles. A lot of these people seem to be in a very dark place at the moment, and that could be set off fairly quickly.
Must resist the temptation right now.
No, you're still in your room.
I know, but
You don't know any of this.
I don't know anything.
Point being,
I'm gonna silently make my way to the bartender innkeeper away from those group of people.
considering they're spread out all over the bar, all along the bar, it's kind of hard to do so. But you eventually manage to get the barkeep's attention towards one of the smaller folks that is there. It's actually a halfling. He's sort of banged up. He's got a few cuts and bruises on his arms and face, and you're fairly certain you see bandaging under the simplistic like woolen shirt that he's wearing at the moment. Hell, even the shirt's a bit torn up. But like he looks up at you and then just goes back to his own food. It's a simple plate of eggs and what you think is bread. I don't know, it could be a rock. Point being, you get his attention. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna slide him that second bottle of whiskey and tell him these guys need this more than I do.
All right. He takes the whiskey and starts pouring. He starts pouring like smaller glasses for everybody.
While he's doing that, I make my way back to my table, not even a note that I was involved at all. Besides the obvious person standing next to me.
Yeah, no, he sort of lost interest in the conversation the moment you showed that you weren't going to shank him. A few of them notice, a few of them look, but all of them just seem thankful for the booze and just don't question it. So they go back to their own drinks and their food.
So, who do you want to go next?
Well, either Ross or all Ross, really.
Not sure.
Ross, you... No.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Anthony. Sorry, I was... Regardless, you're up. What do you want to do?
I thought I wasn't there.
No, you were keeping a low profile. That was the excuse for not leaving the inn while you weren't here.
You mostly were playing card games and conning people out of their money.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You got actually a fair bit of coin, about 10 gold to your name. Or 10 gold. But considering the general wealth of the people here, that's a really good amount of money there. You might have robbed a few people of their life savings.
I'm going to try and just keep being low profile.
Okay, so yeah, roll a stealth. Where's my d20? Well, first off, Octavius knows you immediately.
Nope, I have a passive
I don't
of
care
11.
about that.
Oh yeah, never mind then. Roll a perception check, Anthony.
Can I roll a performance check real quick?
Sure.
I'm still up in my room. I'm just going to be singing to myself about some...
You're just going to be humming some random tune as you're working.
Ooh, boy.
Full-fledged singing to myself.
Yeah.
Very
off
badly.
Key and off tune.
Off key and off kilter. God.
I don't care.
Thank God your room is locked and the doors are thick.
Says, meanwhile, the drunk guy from Sea of Thieves.
Point being... Okay, back to point.
Sorry.
So, for the most part, Ross, you know, most people don't pay you mind. The people at the bar are, for the most part, kind of just unpulsed by you. There is one person that catches your eye. Another person doing the same thing as you. Sitting in the back, trying to hide in a corner. Unfortunately, it seems they've also noticed you, and they're wearing a hood, so you can't see much. You get the faintest hint of this dull, darkish green skin. Smooth, not scaly or anything. A single piercing eye of reddish color, you think? It might be brown. You're not sure. The light's a bit weak, but they sort of just look at you, cock their heads slightly to the side before going back to their own business. And for your information, what they're doing is currently, it seems they're sketching something in a book. Maybe messing with, maybe writing out a letter, drawing something. They have a small cup of obviously a warm beverage because steam is slowly drifting off the top, and a plate of food. So obviously they've been here a while. Or they just got here. You never really could pick up that skill when it came to scoping out targets. But it seems they're trying their damnedest to blend in the same way that an assassin blends into his surroundings before picking out their mark. You recognize the lot, or recognize the type. Definitely not a person with a respectable business. Point being, do you do anything about it, or do you just let them be? Because you get the sense, if somebody went to the same levels as you to try and seem as unimportant as they have, you get the general sense that they might want to try and keep it that way.
I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'm also going to take a minute to try and use sleight of hand to slide one of my daggers up into the sleeve of the coat that I bought from that one man, just in case I need it quicker later.
Yeah, so you don't do all that much, is what I'm getting, right?
I'm basically going to keep an eye on him.
All right.
I'm going to keep an eye on him, and I'm going to try and sneak one of my daggers into one of my sleeves so that they don't know about it in case anything does start up.
Yeah, okay. So you slowly arm yourself, and eventually it does seem as though eventually the man's eye slowly just drifts back to the book. You only realize at this point that you'd been unconsciously holding your breath the entire time.
I have a question. Didn't I get a really small crossbow from one of the goblins that we killed?
Yeah, you have a decent sized crossbow. But...
Well, I thought we had called it a hand crossbow because it was a goblin's regular sized crossbow for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just checking because apparently it's not in my image.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just going to keep an eye on him. That way, if he does make a move against anyone that I'm currently employed with, as I would like to say it, I can try and end him.
Yeah, okay. So, for the most part, three of you are fine. you notice the guy's not doing much. So you don't sit with your actual like two other people, because you do notice Octavius and Azrael are both sitting down.
Oh God, no! Those guys attract more attention than I feel like dealing with.
You do notice that, because not only does the other man seem to constantly have his eyes like flick back to them, or at the very least, he seems turned in their general direction. Again, you're not sure if he's actually looking at them or just the whole room, because he's situated in one of the corners. So, again, he has essentially, it's a 50-50 gamble that he's looking at anybody or just scanning the room for something interesting.
So,
Tucky, why did you rename your character the Toxic?
Toki the Hawk.
Well, Toki and I talked, and Daniel ran off.
He seems to be
Ran off
changing
in the middle of
character
the night.
quite a bit.
Yeah. No note, no nothing. Just ran off. Probably had some work. Or something. Point being, Toki will come in eventually. For now, though, one moment.
Oh, he's getting whispers.
Well, for the most part, things go pretty well.
I feel as though I should probably jump in and try to shake things up for some reason.
No, well, let me give something first.
Oh yeah, have we seen... Has the sister come out of her room yet at all?
Yes, actually, she has. So, Alicia eventually walks down the stairs dressed in what can be best described as civilian clothing. Granted, she still has her mace strapped to her side.
Like any smart woman should. Sorry. I said something.
No, it's all right.
Finally, she has been quieted.
Yay.
But point being, she eventually walks downstairs, yawning and point being, the rest of you notice she looks pretty haggard, kind of tired, like she hasn't been sleeping well. She's got these dark circles under her eyes. She sits down with Octavia. She sits down with you and Azrael. Morning.
Getting enough
Morning.
sleep?
Yes, I just feel tired, I suppose. She orders herself a small coffee. Or small cup of coffee, I should say. And it's eventually delivered. She starts taking a few sips tepidly. Mostly because it's still insanely hot.
So, what's the plan for today?
Well, I've finally gotten word back from my mentors, my superiors, I should just say. They've ordered us to go to the capital. There's some business we need to attend to.
That doesn't sound concerning at all.
Yes, and they said that in those exact words, so of course everything's fine. She says in an almost somewhat sarcastic tone.
And here I thought you could only just be sweet and humble.
Oh, that was sweet.
So, when do we leave?
2 days. They have to figure things out.
I forget, did I tell her about my contacts? Was she here when I did that?
No, you did not.
Well, in case you need some shopping done, a few of my friends have set up shop in this town. A blacksmith and an herbalist, I think. Alchemist. That's it, alchemist.
Good to know. Maybe their names will stop by later. I suggest the rest of you find your own ways. I'll handle the shopping on my own.
I write their names down on a piece of parchment, I guess.
Yeah, you do. And you hand them to her. Good to know. She pockets it.
Make sure
So-
to drop my name, they might give you a discount.
All right. Have you two seen Ross? Or Don? I thought he'd be up by now.
I can check on the Don. I can never find that snake anywhere. I go up to check his room.
I'm gonna.
Ross, you
try
hear
and
the snake
make a-
comment and
no,
you're
I'm-
slightly confused?
I'm gonna hear the snake comment. I'm gonna try and flick a copper piece at
Roll
Octavius
a-
on his way up.
Roll a dexterity check.
Please be in that one. Yes! Can I please try to count? Can I, since he rolled in that one and I probably know it's coming, can I just grab it out without looking?
No. Wait.
Damn it. I wanted to be cool.
Cool.
You try and throw it, but it bounces. And Azrael, you've kind of been zoning in and out of the conversation. Suddenly you hear a thud as you feel something hit your forehead, and you hear something like clatter to the table. You look down, there's a small copper piece. It's like, what the fuck? You just look around and you look to Alicia. She looks just as confused as you. Ross, meanwhile, you have gone to another corner.
Everybody act real cool, like.
Can I come downstairs at this time?
Yeah, you eventually do. For the rest of you, Octavius, you actually see
That was
you
with
hear
all
this
the copper in my purse.
and then clatter onto the table. You hear something flip and clatter to a wood as you're walking down the stairs, and you come down to see the weird guy and the nice lady look rather confused as suddenly a piece of copper is just clattering on their table. Octavius, you pass
God.
Christopher on the way up to see if Don's there, to see where Don is.
I'm gonna grab Octavia's shirt. It's like, I feel like you should probably follow me today.
Okay, I need to check to see what
Octavius?
happened to the other guy.
Yeah, Octavius, the jackass, is trying to tell you to follow him.
No, I really think, because I have suspicions you did something stupid, and I want to confirm it.
Literally give me 10 seconds. I just need to open a door.
Okay. You got 5.
Yeah.
I'm-
Hurry up the stairs.
I flash him a smile before he goes up the rest of the stairs. Oh yeah, when I go downstairs, does the halfling managing the bar recognize me at all, or was that a different person?
Different person.
Okay, good. But I'm not going to start another bar fight, don't worry. That would be the worst. That would be a bad thing to do.
No.
Unless you need me to start one.
Point being,
Anyway, as soon as he gets back down,
so as you wait downstairs, Octavius, Don's room is empty.
The fuck? I searched.
It's just
for
empty.
shit. I searched for any shit that might be here.
Roll an investigation check.
$13.
All right.
He left his coin purse.
You find about half his gold, which is about 110.
Jesus!
what the hell?
You also find a lot of hemp and rope.
Uh,
That stuff was just shoved under the bed for some reason.
how much rope?
You don't find anything else.
Meanwhile,
How much
500
rope?
rope later.
What would essentially be 10 pounds worth. Quite a bit of rope.
Okay, I'm taking the gold, I'm taking the rope, and I'm getting back downstairs.
All right. You
Nope, I
pocket all the
just,
you pocket all the gold, right?
Yeah, I'm pocketing the gold. I'm getting a server interruption on Roll20, so keep going.
All right. So, for the most part, Don's gone. That's weird. It's weird.
Real
What
weird.
the fuck? Why did he leave? Point being,
Yeah, so explain. So as I get to the table, Don's gone, and there's nothing in his room.
Huh.
Nothing but rope.
and money.
No, I took
Quite a
the
bit of
rope.
money. Oh, you left the money?
No, I took
No, he took
everything.
the-
I took everything. I'm just telling them that there's nothing in the room.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Ah,
He took everything and was just like, nope, nothing
There's
left.
nothing but soup.
no, you just mentioned there's a bunch of rope for some reason.
Oh,
I think Don turned into rope and nothing else.
Yeah, there's like a shit ton of rope in his room.
Yeah, no, you actually counted up and it's about 60 feet.
why?
You know,
Of all the things, why rope?
I don't know.
I have 6 feet of.
Maybe he likes to get kinky.
Right. That's his nope rope.
Oh, God.
Anyways.
Make it better.
So, a lot of you, at least you kind of perks up. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, just
Did he leave a note why, or?
nope. All I could find was this bag of rope.
And then one single handprint with "We know" under it.
Yeah.
No.
But oh god, I saw a meme of that. It's like the Brotherhood sent a note, "We know," and then they got one back where it's just the imprint of a middle finger saying, "Come get me."
Oh, God. Oh, God.
But point being, Alicia then perks up. Well, I don't think his absence will be missed that much because they also mentioned they were sending someone else.
Wait, didn't you pay for him?
He never got all the money.
How much you give him though?
10 gold. It was the finder's fee, as he called it. Anthony, if you want, are you doing this like during the conversation?
Yes.
Roll a stealth check at advantage because you're used to this kind of thing. And I'll paint the scene once he rolls to see what happens. Please roll high. I want to see this work.
I want to see it work too. I gotta kick my dog out of my room because I feel like he's gonna make a bunch of noise.
Which dog, Eric?
The one that you like for some reason.
Oh, that's because OP's nice.
He is.
Okay,
He just makes a
all right. Does anybody's passive perception beat 15?
Off by 2.
I would like to admit that I am standing next to the door, not participating in this conversation at all.
All right, but Christopher is your passive perception above 15? No, it is not. All right, so
It is at 11.
while this conversation is going on, none of you see this, but the bartender and the hooded figure in the back do see this. This one guy just sort of like crawls on the floor and slowly reaches a hand up and like just scrabbles around
the table.
finds the copper piece, slowly drags it off, and then makes his way silently back to his corner of the room. Keep in mind, this is mid-conversation, and none of you notice.
You guys are all talking as Ross literally just slithers over and steals the copper piece.
Yeah, no, and it's like your hand kind of reaches up in front of Alicia because that's where it landed, and it's just like you're scrabbling around, and it's like you find it, and then you slowly withdraw.
Right?
Oh no, it's the danger noodle.
Yeah. looks like a cat trying to grab something off of a shelf.
Yeah. And then it just goes back.
Holy Ross, anyways.
But yeah, you do get back. And thank God.
That was amazing.
Like then you just look and it's like, thank God I'm sneaky, and you just kind of like kiss the copper coin before it goes back in your pockets. But you also noticed that Octavius's coin purse looked a bit bigger than before. This is mostly because
message you about that, but I'll do it later.
yeah, no, it's like you notice Octavius looks a bit heavier than before.
Well, I told him about the 60 feet of rope, so they can just assume that's where the heaviness is. All the extra rope. Up
No,
there.
but Ross is a trained thief. He knows gold when he sees it. You do snake. Yeah, Octavius, what's your passive?
My son of a bitch.
Okay, roll a perception check because this is on your person.
You're gonna feel so bad. I should have messaged you immediately when I came up with that idea.
Hey, I just play them as they get called. Okay, so Ross, you only take about you only skim about 15 gold from what Octavius must have gotten. It's not much, but Octavius managed to like spread the gold all throughout his body somehow. Like they're all in different pockets. You just managed to swipe one of the smaller pouches that had 15 in it. You quickly empty that into your own and just like toss the sack aside to make sure there's no evidence. But you got 15 more gold. Octavius, you lost 15.
Ross is just gonna cleverly chuck the bag onto the table before retreating.
Yeah, it's like copper coin. It's like the Indiana Jones trick. You like take the copper coin, you take the sack, empty it, and then just put the sack where the coin was. And then vanish. Nobody notices.
So there's a sack of blank.
There's
on
an
the
empty.
table.
Yeah, no. There's an empty bat. There's an empty little like pouch, basically.
I take
little-
that bag.
No, you don't notice it yet, and that's the point.
Damn it.
He was so goddamn stealthy. This all happened without anybody noticing.
All right.
But
I'm going to
Alicia, then repeat. Yeah, Christopher, what did you want to do?
I'm going to use my Infernal Legacy to cast the Tantrum. I'm going to pronounce that right.
Thaumaturgy.
Cantrip. Thaumaturgy, yes. I have it. Why am I not looking in my notes? The Thaumaturgy cantrip twice to create a noise, getting Octavius' attention and swing open a door.
Okay.
All right.
What is the noise?
Like to get his attention over, like behind him, because I'm obviously standing behind him, and then just motion towards the door.
Okay, Octavius, you hear this loud behind you. It's sort of like you really don't know how to describe the noise. It's just noise.
Well, it was more like a snapping noise than anything else.
Okay, yeah, no. You hear like the rapid snapping of fingers impatiently behind you. But when you turn around, it's just Christopher like standing 5 feet away.
Yeah, I'm just motioning towards the door the entire time.
Yeah, no.
That's
So
opened.
no, and also the door is just open now. But Alicia then perks up. My superiors did say they were sending another cleric to aid us.
All right, let me deal with this idiot.
Be back by sundown. They said he'd get here tomorrow, though he might arrive sooner.
Oh,
Toki, your new character's arriving by carriage today. You had been told you had gotten a letter from the church you work for that you had apparently been called upon to help with some task. Granted, you knew about this a good week in advance. Being a cleric of the knowledge domain kind of forces you to.
He not than me.
wait.
I'm talking to Toki.
No, Toki, what race is your character?
He's not there yet. Don't spoilers.
Okay, no, it's just... I'm going to laugh if it, depending on what race he is.
Yeah, no, but Toki, so yeah, being a cleric of the knowledge domain, you already knew you were going to be on some kind of journey, but it's kind of funny. You never really know. You always know the what. You either know the what, the why, or the when. In this case, you knew the what, but you didn't know when or why until you got a letter from the High Church, actually within the theocracy, which handles most of religious matters. Granted, they don't have much authority within the other kingdoms, but they still have a bit of... Their name still holds a bit of sway, enough to at the very least ask for a junior cleric such as yourself to respond to a call to action. Ideally, they would have wanted your church's champion, but they were shit out of luck and they got you instead. So you've been traveling for the past few days to get to your location, and you eventually did. You're right. You come there in the middle of the day. Sun's bearing down. It's a surprisingly sunny day within the Imperium, region typically known for the overcast weather. And you get inside the gates, past the check that the guards require, fairly unmolested. But there was a thing the letter didn't mention. they mentioned you're looking for one Alicia Pryor, a servant of Drothin, god of death. But you're not sure where she's staying, what she looks like, or who she's traveling with, because they did mention she has a small group that she's hired. So you're stuck at the main gate to the city of... Currently you're in, if you remember right, the Iron District. Most of where commercial business and other such takes place, and also where most of the taverns are located. Point being, you can, if you want, roll investigation to try and find them immediately, or wander around for a bit. This is the first time you've been in a major city outside of any you've traveled to for the express purpose of business. It takes you a few hours, but eventually you do track down the inn. Unfortunately, Alicia isn't there. Inquiring with the innkeep, you find that indeed she does work here, and no, you are not getting a key to a room to barge in and immediately initiate conversation with her. You can wait in the rooms like everybody. You can wait in the main tavern like everybody else. Unbeknownst to you, she had made it so that by Sunday in the evening, everybody would reconjoin. Do you want to do anything while you wait for them, or do you want to go out in the town again?
They said there was wildlings in here, right?
A few, but most have cleared out by the time you got in.
I will take a seat in the corner and pull out my book and ink pen and start taking notes and drawing little figurettes.
All right. So, first off, roll a perception. Because, Ross, unless you moved, you're still in the seat by the time this new guy shows up.
Ross is just in the corner.
You do not notice as you sit down at the table with Ross. Ross, this weird guy just sits down at your table. But the weird thing is, you still do you move or are you just sitting there?
Ross is gonna just start slowly leaning closer, trying to figure out what the hell this guy's doing.
Yeah, no. How close do you get?
As close as I can without being spotted. Not close enough to, no physical contact, but damn close.
Yeah, no, Toki, you really don't notice the guy.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm covered head to toe in bandages.
Ross is pretty good on disease and poison resistant, so Ross gives no shit.
Yeah, no, so
be as sick
just
as
give
you
a
want.
general description of who you are, I guess, would be the best way to say it.
So from the look of the bandages, I'm humanoid. I have on a leather jacket that's open, and I'm wearing black pants and boots. My hair is black, and my eyes are green, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Ross, roll a general investigation check to see what you.
My eyes are yellow.
Because this is for more specific features.
You said investigation?
Yeah, investigation, because you're sort of in-depth looking at the guy.
13.
All right, so he's human. You've been around them long enough to pick up the general features and to know immediately, just snap, that's a human. So yeah, you're dealing with a human. You know from experience of looking at sick people and even rifling through their corpses to find good loot. This guy isn't sick. The bandages might be a result of wounds, might just be a personal touch. I don't know. People are weird. But for the most part, you get the general sense that aside from being Doki, what's your passive?
Ross isn't going to steal anything. He's just looking for proof of why this person has arrived.
So, Doki, you notice a very faint touch sort of rifling through your pockets.
Doki.
He muted himself.
Doki, you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're muted. But yeah, Doki.
I said I grab his hand.
Yeah, so Ross, this guy who hasn't really been saying anything, like swipes your hand, but you're fast enough that you manage to like instinctively jerk it away. Toki, you're now aware that there is another person sitting at the table you sat down at. Also, Toki, everybody's level 3, not 2.
When
Okay,
did we level up to 3?
Wait, yeah, what were
We have 573 experience from the last
Oh, no,
time we
wait.
did
Sorry,
anything.
I'm thinking of the character I'm controlling. No, everybody is level 2. My bad.
Okay, yeah, I was confused too.
Apologies.
I was going to say, I'll take a
Point
subclass for
I
free.
mean, that's a free level up. I guess.
Point being. Yeah, Toki, you look up and you see a humanoid. You're not that good with races. You can tell what one's innards are right away because you've been around your fair share of dissections. But when it comes to in the field,
Please refrain from putting your hands in my pockets. And I go back to my book.
I like this character already.
Yeah, so Russ, it's like,
hello.
Okay, we're
Ross is gonna try and like get back over to the other table. He's had enough time at this table. No,
Oh,
the
you're
other
trying to go
table.
to the table with the hooded guy?
No, with the rest of the group. Ross has had
Oh
enough of
yeah,
this.
and I didn't mention, before Russ, like as you were still sitting down, and Octavius, as you and Christopher were leaving, you hear Alicia say, "It's like out loud."
Mm.
When did this bag get here?
So did you hang out at the
And Azrael, as you looked up,
you know,
what the shit? There's a bag.
what happened?
You look
There's a
under it.
point and the copper has vanished.
Yeah, no, it's like, and the coin's gone. This must be the work of transmutation.
How could be?
Must be the work of an enemy stand.
Damn it. Oh no. Oh.
He's just at the table. Ninjas. It's always ninjas.
Azrael just looks up. It's like, I'm too tired for this shit.
Right.
Just goes back down. Anyway, so
Oh, if we're gonna do that. Oh god.
yeah, Azrael, did you want to go somewhere, or are you still sitting in the tavern?
I am broke as fuck, so I'm staying in the fucking tavern.
All right. You notice a few people.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, you notice
Call me when
the new guy.
Call me when you get in the car. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways,
No. Call me.
things
I love
proceed as normal.
Okay.
So, Christopher, where are you dragging Octavius to?
Where I tend to get most of my more But before we go in, I'm gonna I grab David and have to go.
This is just like quick to the Bat Cave.
Oh no,
mean
where I
to the
get
brothel?
where I pick up most. No. She's a contact. She's not actually the place I get the jobs from.
Yeah, so you do head there, and it's essentially a guard's outpost.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him by the collar. It's like your face cover now
With what?
before I walk in.
All right.
With
You drag
what?
him
I
in.
don't have anything to cover my face.
Octavius, you're asking this, and on the inside, it's a fairly nice-looking place. It looks like a mixture of a barracks and the front, and sort of the front area for a library almost. It's a weird mixture.
Oh, wait,
Stone and wood.
I have 3 sets of costumes. Would I have a mask with that?
One of them has like a hood.
I guess I'll
Just
wear
something
that
to
one.
cover to hide your identity.
Guess I'll throw on a hood.
Yeah, you throw on a hood. Is Chris? Where do you work?
Just
when you
just
walk in.
lost it and lose everyone's attention.
Yeah, no. Who DC'd?
I'm gonna start looking for any
Necro.
any hits that match Octavius' description.
None, actually.
Yeah, I don't have to
Quick
almost kill.
look.
I
Yeah,
don't have to
no.
kill a friend, or at least make it death.
There's only one mention of the Fraltons. Actually, it's a. Apparently, it's a former purse snatcher that's apparently gone on his own and killed a person trying to steal from them.
I'm gonna take that hit real quick because it's probably not gonna take too long, especially with Octavius to help.
When did I agree to help you with anything?
You didn't.
Well, you kind of there, so I'm dragging you along with me on a misadventure.
The problem is the cut purse hasn't been seen in the city for the past 2 weeks. Supposedly jumped ship and went to one of the southern kingdoms.
I'm going to give that up. I'm going to give it up then.
Yeah, no.
I have
Again, that one's a few days. That one's like 3 weeks old.
I'm gonna find one that's fairly easy. Just bring some guy in who forgot to pay bail. Something.
There aren't any bail jumpers actually. Most of them have been handled.
Well, like I said, easy, fast job. I'm looking for that right now.
There is one apparently. There's apparently. Mostly, it's just keep an eye on the wildlings. It's a more tedious job, one that'll take up time, but it's an easy one. Just tail them throughout the city, make sure they don't cause anything, and if they do, intercede. It's one of the more boring jobs, but if you take it, it'll make sure that you don't get that nobody else gets the jump on it before you can.
I am taking it, and I'm going to drag Octavius with me, just so I'm not doing it alone.
All right.
Why are you dragging me everywhere?
Because you aren't on the shit list yet.
This better have something to do with the favor you're doing for me.
I already did that favor for you. I found all the information I could, and I gave it to you.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Yeah, so there's no reason for me to follow you past this door.
Oh, unless you want to make a few gold.
3 gold pieces later.
Oh, God. And possibly get to know your new travel buddy.
What?
You don't remember that lady you're obviously having relationships with hired me on?
I don't remember that. And second, literally no relationship there at all.
I could have sworn. Well, maybe
Believe me, I tried. Nope.
Oh, but the tension is so hard. Pun not intended. So, anyways, I'm gonna roll perception or roll a persuasion real quick to see if I can't persuade him a little better.
Yeah, you roll persuasion. Octavius roll insight.
Persuasion. All right.
Yeah, no. Octavius, it's up to you really if you want to go with him or not, though. You're not being convinced here.
Much persuasion. Very 5.
I never claimed to be good at
Did
it.
he even tell me how much gold?
I just told you, and you have a chance to make gold. We're watching the wildlings. Plus,
He said some,
Maybe.
which is more than 1.
50-50, 30-50, 30-50, 30-70.
Half.
40-60.
Half.
Okay. 50-100%.
That's not how that works. I grew up with a band of minstrels. You think you can out-barter me?
I'm not trying. Who says to outbarter you?
You're trying to split the potential profits.
Yeah, 70% for you, 40 for me.
Brian, while these two barter endlessly until they meet a solution.
Not
did I
barter,
make it back to
bicker.
the table?
We're in someplace else right now.
Yeah, no. But point being,
Yeah, no.
so you do eventually get back to the table. One thing you notice, the hooded figure is gone.
Did they leave anything?
You want them to roll an investigation, don't you?
No, the guy's just gone.
Yay.
Good.
There is a scrap of paper on the table, though.
Yoink.
It had words on it.
Yoink. I may not be able to read, but it might be useful.
Yeah, you're not going to read it?
You can't read it.
It's common.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was literally just a note scribbled out in common.
I'm going to snatch it.
All right, do you read it?
Of course I'm going to read it.
It just says, "Stay out of my business." That means you.
he's made Ross curious now.
Yeah, no, it's like the note was directed towards you, Ross. It's like, "Stay out of my business." That means you.
Ross was going to leave it alone, but now that they've told him to stay away, he's curious now.
All right, you try and go outside and try to find the guy?
Yes.
All right, roll an investigation check. You tail somebody you think is the guy until they duck into a whorehouse. Well, that was a dead end.
Chris, is that you?
Yeah, no.
No, I'm off. Try to talk Octavius into traveling with me while we watch Wildlings.
So wait, we're not in the capital yet, are we?
No, you're just in the
How long have we been waiting, like, in this town?
city, and a few days, about a week.
I'm talking about, like, session-wise. I feel like we've been in the same town forever.
For like 2
Since
months.
I started getting sick.
2 months. Things kind of went hectic. Point being,
My fault. Sorry.
it's
I'm
all
gonna
right.
look for a pet store. I'm bored.
Roll another investigation check.
Someone's gone. Oh, Necro's gone.
Why?
Yeah, no, Necro, 2 months. Last session was sometime in early December, late November.
These investigation rules are not helping.
You find
So
anytime you try to find a pet store, you're just pointed towards the capital because that's the only place that seems to have pet stores nearby.
Fine. I'm gonna head back to the bar then.
All right.
I'll head back to the inn.
All right.
I'll head back to the inn and go sit with the others and let them know where I am for once.
By the time you get back, the only one still there is Astriel. So you just sit down with that guy.
Never mind. I like my corner.
Unfortunately, the corner's been taken. You're left without options. You're that one awkward shy kid at lunch. Your usual spot's been taken, so you have to sit with people. Ugh.
Hell no. I have a room.
Yeah. You take
I'll go
the
count
third
my gold.
option. Go me.
You're right. I'm done
God.
people watching. I'll just go count my gold.
All right.
Oh, that sounds way too relatable. Anywho, Octavius, come on! You get 70% of the cut. I get 40%. I get 30% of the cut.
Would you like Ross to buy you a shovel so you can dig that hole deeper?
I said,
So back to Octavius and M.
yeah, I'm still like giving him the higher percentages, and he's like, it's going right over his head what I'm doing.
No, it's not going over his head. He's just not having any of it. Is what you're getting.
Like, I'm being super
Octavius.
genuine with what I'm saying. I'm just kind of also being very lighthearted about it. Sorry.
How much is the contract? Anyway?
Gonna hand it to him here. We're just watching people all day. It's not like I'm actually going to put you in harm's way.
What
This
does the
time.
contract actually stay in terms of reward?
It says, so long as no actual fights break out and no civilians and no citizens are hurt, payment is 50 gold.
Wait, how much? Oh, crap. I can't do that math in my head right now.
Alright. Let's do this. I shove the contract in his face. Just start walking.
Just gonna follow after him. So, how quickly do we want us to roll an investigation check to find the wildlings, or are they pretty easy to find? Brian?
Hmm?
Do you want us to roll an investigation check to find them, or are they pretty easy to find?
No, it's pretty easy to find them. They're kind of given wide berth, and they're mostly just trailing up and down the Iron District. A few of them do enter stores. It's not exciting
Should
work
we
or
stealth?
generally difficult work. No. These people knew full well coming to the city they'd probably be tailed, so they don't try and dodge you. They just sort of like, a few of them do look back and kind of just like look a bit annoyed, but
I'm gonna wave at
generally
them.
just go with it. You get the general sense that this is something they've gotten used to over the years, and as such, they've just learned it's easier just to go with it and let it happen than try to argue it.
So, okay. I'm just, while we're doing this, so, Barty boy, what exactly has got you traveling around? You probably make you probably make a ton of money by staying at tavern. Sorry, can't speak in real life. Terrible speaking in game. Okay, sorry. Octavius.
He was asking why I travel.
Yeah, while you're traveling, you just don't stay in one tavern. You can make a ton more money that way.
Because variety is a spice of life, and you stay in one place long enough, they start to get sick of your music.
Fair enough. Yeah, just gonna go back to silence, or we're not gonna carry on a conversation like normal folks.
Honestly, I don't really know you that well. And first interaction, you got through a bar fight.
Good reasons. I mean,
And then
I'm
I had to
open
go,
answer.
in order to, quote, bail you out, I had to walk into a brothel and deliver a message.
She's pretty nice, and originally
And she had me do a job.
that was originally meant for bartender. He looks like he can use a good time. He looks like he could use a good time. But no, I'm an open book technically. Ask anything.
Okay, who are you and what the hell do you do?
What? Well, his name's Chris. Most people, Christopher. Most people just end up calling me Chris or Christopher Dread. I'm a bounty hunter who, hunts people and trails persecuted people. Apparently, I'm not sure exactly why we're trailing them. Any other questions, or is that it?
Why are you a bounty hunter? It's a very odd field.
Would you please me if I said I was trying to find a girl?
I just stop dead in the street, like
You
turn
give
to
that
him, give him.
you give that you give the sitcom look.
I'm gonna.
No. I want to insight him whether or not he's joking or not, because that will determine his attitude from this point on.
I rolled a deception. It was a joke, but also a lie. Yeah, no, that you definitely don't believe the joke / lie.
Yeah, no. Octavius, you realize and you don't succeed at that
No,
intimidation.
that was me just giving a, you piece of fucking shit face. I just keep going.
All right. Honestly, it's hard to explain in coherent words. Honestly, revenge actually would be a better way to put it. Would be the best way to put it. That was Chris actually giving the honest answer.
He doesn't believe you, and he's not talking to you for at least 5 minutes because of that bullshit.
Yeah, it's due to some stuff I'm not sure I'm not go into with my family. Let's just say it's some asshole left me in a worse state than I already was in. I'm trying to clean it up. And while hunting this guy down, I found I had a knack for hunting people. Still haven't found the guy, sadly. But got plenty of names crossed off the list while I was at it. I'm gonna pull out a piece of paper with filled with names of people. And put it back where it goes.
Were you showing me the list of names, or are you just pulling it out?
I was just pulling it out to look at it. You can see if you want to see it, but
I'd like to see if I can recognize any of the names.
Brian, I'm letting you have control over the people hunting down, outside of bounty hunting.
All right, but yeah, for the most part, the contract goes, and
it's not
since
contract.
the evening. This one though.
The piece of paper I didn't pull out wasn't a contract. It was actually a list of names. I'm letting you have full control over that.
All right, but the contract you guys are working right now ends, you go back to the guard's outpost and get your payment. Apparently, they're kind of grateful that somebody took that job. They didn't actually want to waste men on it. It's a bit of a condescending remark, but Christopher, you've learned to take those in stride. Octavius, it does rub you a bit the wrong way. You guys eventually return. Toki, eventually, a woman comes down the stairs and sits down with Azrael. Azrael, you just stayed there all day.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to make that fucking rapier to work.
Yeah. You also have the beginnings of what could be considered a rifle.
All right.
Is she wearing her armor or any identifying marks?
She has a holy symbol on her.
How did I not notice it sooner?
Because she was upstairs. That's how.
Well, I've seen
And
it
despite his insistences, he was not allowed in the room.
Oh no, I wasn't that type of guy. I was kind of let off.
I walk up to that table and I set the letter on the table.
Oh, you must be the one they mentioned. You're early.
Early, late, time is relative.
Not in this case. You're early. They said not to expect you till tomorrow. Though your presence here is welcome, that means we can leave earlier. Christopher and Octavius, you both arrive as weird guys talking to Alicia.
Russ is gonna sneak back down to eavesdrop. Russ is planning to creep down to the
Toki,
table anyways.
Toki, you notice this guy just like quietly walk up and take a seat, even though Alicia and Necro don't.
Can I roll a investigation to see if I recognize this guy at all? Like what he is?
Sure.
And I'm not just talking about like what he is, but also like anything I should in particular. Like organization and everything like that.
Given his garments, you can tell he's a member of the clerk. You can tell he's a member of some group.
I'm gonna bite the inside of my lip. And like some silent like worry.
All right. Toki,
Christopher's a fucking tiefling, isn't he?
Yeah.
I instantly start taking notes.
Yeah, you have like an open book. You just like start scribbling down. I suppose I should ask, what is your... Well, we can ask that later, but point being, the notes, are they malicious or are they just general statement of fact?
Anatomy, height, weight, gait of walk.
Yeah, it's more just like general notes. Like you're just taking down notes of the person, not what they are, essentially.
No. People get offended when I start going by races.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no. So
wouldn't be so much offended, but so
point being,
yeah.
You also notice that there's a human standing next to the tiefling. Octavius, you notice there's this weird guy talking to Alicia.
I don't suppose I've ever seen this person before.
Nope.
Can't see my face covered in bandages.
You could see like portions of it, but for the most part, the bandages do cover up a good portion of his features.
I'm gonna rub my temples and say, I'm gonna go on a limb here and saying this is the new priest.
Yep.
I'm going to side glance at Octavius and back at the guy. Still biting my lip, trying not to say anything mean or malicious.
Professor Toki Blackheart at your service.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, I told him the name was a bit on the nose, but I allowed it. You mostly go by Toki, or T to most others. Your parents were a bit weird when they named you.
Toki.
It's just easier to just say that your name is Toki, but
Okay.
oh yeah, I almost forgot.
So I am still carrying around my thunder cannon. So
I have to know though, what is Toki's passive perception at if he keeps noticing me?
He
19.
ranked you at a 17.
How the fuck do you get a passive of 19?
He's a
My
cleric.
character is a
knowledge.
cleric. of
Yeah, but
wisdom,
I thought passive perception was just 10 plus your wisdom mod.
and then I have the observant feat as being a variant human.
Okay.
Wait,
That
you're
makes more
very
sense
human.
then.
Okay, heroes think
Mhm.
you were something weird.
Oh no, Ross knew he was a human.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know that he had the observant feat.
So basically, unless you bring your A game, I can see you. Why does my screen keep changing?
That's me. I'm adding things.
Oh.
That is the funniest reaction to that I've ever heard.
No, like I'm over here looking at my ideals and stuff, making sure that I won't run up and try to dissect the tiefling, and my screen keeps freaking changing.
Yeah, no, that's something they need to change. But point being, that's something they need to fix is like people using the same screen at the same time. But point being, for the most part, you see, yeah, Toki, you notice most of them seem pretty all right. The only one that kind of peaks at your interest is the rather pale looking fellow at the table.
Are you referring to me?
Azrael.
Dark.
Octavius, you just walked in the door.
You said pale looking fellow. My skin is white. It's ashy.
No, unnaturally pale, meaning Azrael.
I'm a dark gray.
Albedo. Albino, I mean, not albedo. This is a
That is a natural one.
You don't sense anything magical about the guy, but you definitely know there's probably some inhuman quality to him. You don't know what, you just know there is.
So when shall we start this journey?
Tomorrow. That's the earliest time we can take the coach up to the capital. Have they told you anything about what we're doing?
Absolutely nothing.
Wonderful.
Makes it more fun.
Fun, infuriating, same thing.
Why are you speaking with a Russian accent?
In Soviet Russia, we do not speak normally.
Again, they wanted to find somebody normal and they got him. He's a weird guy. Even the church kind of admits that.
I performed 1,062 what's it called? Operations. 100 of them were on myself. So normal, not really in my category.
So you're a doctor.
Okay, out character. Is this Stein from?
I know what you're talking about, but he said he has yellow hair and black eyes. I'm trying to put together what he is.
No.
I have yellow eyes and black hair.
That's what I said.
I heard yellow hair and black eyes.
Yeah, no, you said the opposite.
Damn it. I meant this other thing, whatever.
All right.
I suppose
It
we're heading out.
seems as we were going to be working together, and I removed the bandages from my face.
Oh God, the horror.
Anyways,
I guess if we're leaving tomorrow, I assume first thing in the morning, I'll go out and make a trip to my friends, letting them know I'm heading out, so they don't like
yeah.
worry.
All right. So it's the evening. Do any of you want to do anything last minute before going to bed?
I am going to. I'm trying to stop myself from doing something really stupid right now for a second time. I'm going to maintenance my hand axes, clean it off, sharpen it, do whatever needs to be done with my smithing tools, which I've.
For the most part, upkeep's fairly simple. It just requires the whetstone that you keep in your pack at all times.
Yep. And I'm going to bed. Anyone else want to do anything, or am I going to be the only one saying stuff?
I already said what I was doing.
I'm gonna pull an all-nighter. Finish.
You're going to take a level of exhaustion?
Yep.
All right. Take a point of exhaustion.
Must. Yeah. Dude. Finish.
Ross is gonna inform Alicia
Yeah.
of the strange person he observed in the bar earlier.
Oh. Well, let's
Just-
hope we don't
just
have
in
to
case.
interact with them anymore.
Just in case they were involved.
So. Sleepy time. Junk Dennis on here.
So, do the rest of you just go to bed? Toki, you purchase a room and
Yes.
you go to it. And we will take a 5-minute break so I can go and get some water. We'll pick up at the morning of next day where, Octavius, you are heading to your friends.
All right. I'm going to actually note down stuff. So I'm going to mute myself.
Back.
I never left.
Still here. Just
Very,
muted.
very, very. I mean, Necro, ever since I've known you, the only time you get high dice rolls is when you're fucking with somebody.
I know, right?
That image is funny and yet depressing at the same time.
So darkly depressing. I love it.
Pretty sure you'd starve to death before that tree could hang you.
I mean, we don't know. They can have food around them. They just want to be hung, not dead. Never mind, that made no sense. Don't mind me.
Where's the Octavius?
I'm here.
Oh, Toki disconnected. Anyways, so we're back.
Yay, we're back.
All right, so the rest of so as morning comes for the next day, Octavius, you're the first to wake up, and it's a fairly early morning. Do you head out to try and get ahead of time before things happen?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by that picture Necro just fucking posted.
Yeah, it's got me wanting to actually look stuff up now.
Yeah, I'll get up early and just go out and say goodbye to my friends, so I can just to let them know I'm leaving. Quick little visit.
And you see me still in the bar in the same table.
Anyways, so you get there, and whose house do you visit first?
I've seen Tell twice already, so I'll go to Ven first.
All right, you go to Ven. The dwarfs just starting up forges and getting things
Ven
started
is
for the day.
alchemist.
Oh, sorry. I get the two mixed up. My bad.
I know, that's why I wrote them down.
It's been a few months. So, you go to the alchemist, and for the most part, he's an older guy. He's not, and even when he was younger, he wasn't ever really known for being a morning person. But point being, you get there and it's fairly early, but surprisingly, he's up and reading a book. The store isn't open, but the door is. Apparently, his apprentice must have gone out to get some ingredients. Oh, hello. I honestly didn't expect you this early.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just dropping in to say goodbye. The group I'm with is heading out this morning.
Oh. Well, it certainly was nice seeing you again.
Okay. I like that picture.
But for the most part, Ven's fairly cordial. He doesn't offer you anything, but he does like pat you on the back and give you a slight hug. It's kind of
I love how we almost this railed the entire thing right now. Oh, nothing.
I give Ven a hug back and wish him farewell.
all right. Do you head to Tell then?
Yes.
You're right. Tell was always an early riser. Even for dwarves. All right. So, yeah, when you get to Tells, it's a bit slow. There are a few people moving in and out. Okay, yeah, Anthony's going to be gone for a bit. A few people are moving in and out, mostly to conduct early morning business before the main rush hits. But for the most part, So, yeah, he's mostly working at the forge, kind of busying himself for the day. Do you want to interrupt him, or do you just want to let him be?
I know better not to get behind a dwarf with a hammer, so I'll try to make a little noise to get his attention.
I thought he was an elf. Okay. Sorry, did I derail it a little bit?
Every time that alarm goes off, we have to check to see what it is.
Sorry. I found that way too funny. I just had to share it with y'all.
The fast one for the day.
Oh, god damn it. I know that comic.
I like it. I like a lot. All right. Anyways, back to focusing.
Yeah, Octavius, so do you want to interact with him, or do you just want to let him be?
I said I was gonna make some noise to get his attention, but this is all just fluff, so my character just isn't ignoring the only other two people he knows in this town, so you can just skip it and say we had a nice chat.
Yeah, you guys had a nice chat. It was nice. It's a bit upsetting that you have to go, but you head back, and it's actually a few hours before everybody else gets up. Alicia's the last, so who wants to get up first?
Oh, Necro's already up, so I guess I'll get up. I'm gonna get up and walk downstairs. Do you want me to roll anything or do anything? Brian?
Yeah. So,
I guess.
Christopher, you're up first.
Yeah.
All right. No. You do get up and you walk downstairs.
And just gonna sit down at the bar and order a drink.
All right. You get an early morning drink, and yeah, it's enough.
And I'm going to order a drink to go. How much gold would that cost me?
All right. So you sit down next to Octavius, or do you want to sit down somewhere else?
I'm gonna sit down at the bar. I'm ordering a bottle to go too, so do you want me to subtract any gold from my current gold amount? I am basically going to carry a bottle with me for a while. I'm being understood, right? I'm not mumbling or anything like that.
All right. Two people left.
Yeah, Toki put a question mark down. I don't think he understood why he left.
It might just be he can't. His mic might be fucking with him again.
Okay.
Anthony's basically done, I guess, for the night.
Yeah, he probably had to deal with Gabby or family or something like that.
We can just skip forward and say that the journey towards the capital started if we want to skip the fluff.
Yeah, let's...
Thinking of ending the session at 9 anyways, so if we wind things down now, that'll be all right with me. Is it all right with you guys?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
If you want to end it now, we could let Toki know, and
yeah, it might be a bit easier to end it now and pick it up. Well, I'd say next week because my schedule's opened up a bit, and I think I can start doing it weekly again.
All right.
But
I
yeah.
will not be available on the 27th.
All right, making a note of that part.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. All right, so
Let me check my schedule for next week because I think I might have that day off. I might also be working late that day. Popped up. I Googled it anyways. Yeah, I think I can do next week.
all right. So yeah, we'll be ending it here.
Yeah, I'll try, but I get off at like 10:30 my time. So
Oh, hey, Anthony. So time sped up, and essentially, we're ending the session with everybody's in the carriage and heading towards the Capitol.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
No.
Nope.
I was like, do I have to be inside? Can I be on top like I was every other time?
no, I'm
You
claiming that.
did, but you tried, but then the guy driving the carriage threatened to shoo you off with a broom.
What? Who's he have on lookout? Just him? We're gonna get jumped like 5
No,
times.
he has his own lookout. And the guy's armed with a crossbow, and he was looking at you funny when you started sitting on the top.
Yeah, are we not taking?
I'm gonna sit on the top and just
everyone who's like stubborn in the group is all gonna be on top of the carriage, shooing him with his own damn broom.
It's like you've taken the broom from him. You've upset the power balance.
Right. He's gonna go to shoot me with the broom. I'm gonna snap it in half and be like, "Which end do you want where the sun don't shine?"
No, but yeah. So
which end would
we're
you
gonna
like
end
to
things
keep?
here tonight, and we're gonna pick it up next week.
I'm just trying to avoid like the priest.
Are you guys up for a session on Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Let me check schedule. Yeah, I'll be down for it. I do get off relatively early that day. All right.